What's up, everyone? My name's Robinson. Welcome to my channel, Word on the Chain. Today, we're going to be talking about privacy, privacy on the blockchain, anonymity, and the common misconception around it, and why privacy and privacy coins are a good investment, and some things that you might not know and learn. So, without further ado, let's get started. Putting digital currency and crypto aside for a quick second, up until now, or recently at least, the way, and when I say recently, I'm thinking on a historical context, the way in which we've have facilitated more or less the anonymous payments or transactions that we do date on a day-to-day basis has been through cold hard cash. Obviously, there's limits to what cold hard cash can pay for. I can't pay someone in Japan. I'm currently in San Francisco with cold hard cash. So that's probably where things like digital currency come in. But up until now, cash has been an anonymous way to pay for something or make transactions, whatever it may be. However, when thinking about crypto, there's definitely a popular misconception that Bitcoin and other mainstream cryptos are anonymous and untraceable, which I kind of wanted to address, because let me step back. I think that there are a number of things that contribute to why people think that these coins are anonymous or untraceable. One of them certainly being Bitcoin's past, right? Like, I mean, Bitcoin up until a few years ago has been, even some people now, has been seen as a currency that was used to transact for things on the Silk Road, where people would buy illicit goods like guns, drugs, all anything under the sun. So I'm sure people are like, if people are using Bitcoin to buy this, it must be untraceable and anonymous. However, the truth is that Bitcoin is fully traceable, if you really want to do it. Um, every transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain is mapped, the input and the output. Anyone can follow the money trail. Obviously, people would have to know your wallet address and be able to link that to you. But there are actually a number of ways that the wallet address being linked to you as an individual, there are a number of ways that this could happen. The first one is people share it publicly. How often do you go on something, read an article, or see something that someone's contributed on the internet, some sort of content, and they ask for a donation, like, oh, donate Ether to this address, donate Bitcoin to this address. That's the first and foremost way people are going to find out your wallet address. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying that that's a way that it can be linked to you, right? And then second's the exchanges. I mean, obviously there's decentralized exchanges right now, but the majority of people are using things like Coinbase, Bittrex. You have an account with your name associated to your wallet address. There's your second way. Third way is the merchants that you buy. The places you go online to buy stuff with your crypto. You make an account, it's associated to your name. So three ways that your wallet address can be tied to you as an individual. First of all, just to start that traceability of you on the blockchain. But taking that a step further, there are even two companies that exist to link your identity to your wallet address. Their sole purpose of business is to compile all that data that they're collecting and put it in a commercialized database that can track all the Bitcoin activity in an effort to de-anonymize Bitcoin in the blockchain. So essentially de-anonymize it by making sure everyone has a name mapped to their wallet address. So there's full transparency, I guess, in a way, but not the transparency I guess some people would like. But I know what some of you may be thinking, right? Like, why should I care if I'm not doing anything wrong? Like, it's okay if I'm not private on the blockchain. Like, that's fine. And it's easy to think like that. Honestly, I started to think like that as well, and I was doing a bit more research. And there's a few reasons why I think one would maybe want to change their mind. And the first one, and I know it sounds ridiculous because it's not going to happen to you and it doesn't happen that often, but it's identity theft, right? Like hackers, attackers, whatever you want to call them, would now be able to track and watch your spending habits, enabling them to get more information on you to do any sort of more malicious activity. So that's the first thing. And the second thing might not apply to you necessarily, but crypto has been proposed as like this benevolent thing for a lot of second world, third world countries with corrupt governments, a way for payment transactions to happen and not go through a all powerful, all controlling government, right? So this I think this is an applicable use case, but some governments around the world, like I mentioned, aren't necessarily interested in their citizens' best interests. So this would be a way for them to completely track everything their citizens are spending on, which is like 1984 Big Brother all over again. Geez. So there really would be no financial freedom for those that are more oppressed, I guess you could say. So whether or not you're necessarily interested in privacy, you think it affects you or whatever it may be, I can guarantee that there's a large population out there that it does affect or that is interested in it. And as investors, that's what we need to be interested in, right? What the large portion of the population are interested in. And then, taking a step back and putting the icing on the cake with all this, stuff regarding privacy. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago on Monday, May 1st or April 30th, Amazon obtained a Bitcoin tracking patent with the goal of collecting data from multiple sources and finding a correlation with your transactions as a user or a buyer, whatever they label their customers. They'll be able to link your Bitcoin address with your shipping address, with your IP address, your email, your bank account, your social media. That is their goal in getting this patent. So there are a lot of companies out there really looking to make the blockchain not private anymore, essentially, for lack of a better phrase, just not private. They want to make sure everything's tracked. So I don't know if this necessarily bothers you, or if you, want someone to have all your information, that's fine. But like I said above, it's certainly going to bother a large part of the population, especially the crypto population. So at this point, we can see potential problems here, right? Like we can see that this could, why people would want privacy coins and things around that. But what are potential solutions? So some of you might be familiar with these, and although this isn't professional advice whatsoever, for the reason above, I think privacy coins are a very good long-term investment, and I encourage you to do some research into the ones that we're about to take a quick look at. So the first and foremost, and I'm going to quickly say this, that you're probably going to be familiar with the two I'm about to say, but just hang in there with me. The first and foremost is Zcash. Definitely encourage you to take a deeper look into Zcash. You might have just heard the name around or seen it on CoinMarketCap or something. But they're using a technology called zero knowledge, succinct arguments of knowledge, I think. It's the short name is Zsnark. Anyway, you can look all this up. Essentially, it keeps your transactions on the blockchain private by giving each coin a serial number. The full description, or this is out of the scope of today's video, diving into the tech, but if you want to know, more about Zcash, check out the link in the description below. And that actually goes for the other coin we're about to talk about, which is the infamous Monero. Monero's been around for a little while. It's nothing new. People have made a lot of money off of Monero. People have lost a lot of money on Monero. But the thing I like about Monero, it has real world, applications. So Monero achieves privacy through the use of confidential transactions called traceable ring signatures. And they also use stealth wallet addresses and a new process they brought on called Ring CT. Excuse me, can't talk today. These three methods working in concert make Monero one of the most popular privacy coins, that is currently available. Now, again, I know you all might be extremely familiar with these two coins, and it isn't anything new and exciting. However, I challenge you, take a step back, look at your portfolio. Do you have any privacy coins in your portfolio? They're not a quick pump and dump method. I'm sorry if that's what you were hoping for this video, to come here and find something to make a quick 15-20% on, but they're good long-term investments. This is an actual real-world application that people are going to want to get behind, that people are going to want to see work. And that's what you should be diversifying your portfolio with. Me personally, as an investor, when it comes to diversifying, I like to look at it from a higher level. So I like to say, okay, I have these certain investments. Which applications or real world problems are these investments solving? Do I have a foot in multiple problems like supply chain management, for instance, VeChain, financial transactions, Bitcoin, and then obviously privacy, Monero. There's also other coins you can look into. PivX is one of them. Navcoin's another. So these could all be the newest addition to your portfolio. But I really encourage you to do your own research and possibly add one of these to your investments. But that's all I have for you today. Hopefully, you found today's video helpful. You got something out of it. If anything, you realize that Bitcoin is not fully anonymous or untraceable. So that being said, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. It would be much appreciated. And then if you're returning, a thumbs up would also be greatly appreciated. But other than that, again, that's all I have. So see you all next time, and thanks for joining.